And it's great if we all want to sit back and go, well, I said the prayer, I'm going to heaven someday. Yay. Man, this is a rough life to be just sitting around waiting. Hello and welcome to Walk Right, a Path to Healing. I'm Steve, your host, and I'm thrilled to have you here today. This devotional podcast is designed to empower you on your path to healing, or maybe enlighten your spirits on your journey with Jesus, but hopeful that by the end of this show, your heart's a little bit bigger, your eyes are opened a little bit wider, and you know Jesus a little bit more. So let's get started to discover how we can walk right towards a life of living and loving in the kingdom today. I'm going to be in Colossians 3:2. If you want to head that way, we'll be making our way over there. But as we always start every podcast, let's get into the story. Today we're going to talk about Charles Blondin. He was born a French daredevil, a tightrope walker. In 1824, he was born and started his journey towards crossing some of the biggest gaps, the most dangerous gaps on a tightrope. Now, you can imagine in 1824, there probably wasn't much safety harnesses and there wasn't much that you could do as far as safety nets. But he was a daredevil. He wanted to do it without all that anyway. But you might know him for being the first person to cross the Niagara Falls. He crossed from Canada over to the United States, and it's kind of currently where the Rainbow Bridge is, if you're familiar with that area. But on June 30th in 1859, he walked 1,100 feet, 160 feet above the water. And not only did he do it once, and that was the first time, he did it, I think, over 100 times, many times. And the first time he did it, it was just a balance bar and a tightrope. And he started charging a nickel for everybody to come. And he started making a name for himself. And then he got a little creative. He crossed the Niagara Falls with a potato sack over his head. He crossed the Niagara Falls with somebody, I believe his manager was on his back. He crossed halfway through, sat down, and cooked himself an omelet and ate it, got back up and walked halfway across. He was most famous for using a wheelbarrow. And he put somebody in that wheelbarrow one time and walked all the way across. Some say it was his mother. That could be folklore, but nobody's for sure. But he did have somebody in that wheelbarrow. Now, I bring up this story because can you imagine crossing over, well, I mean, just any gap, but can you imagine crossing over the Niagara Falls and you have the rushing water and you have the hustle and bustle of the people and you have the views and you have the wind and you have all these distractions. Yet he was able to block out all those distractions and focused on the task at hand. He was able to make his way across many, many dangerous gaps without ever getting hurt and without ever falling off. There was only one time that he fell off a rope, and that was because it broke. It snapped in two. It brought some scaffolding down, and unfortunately, 2 of his road crew were killed, but he was uninjured. It takes a lot of focus to be able to do that. It takes a lot of focus to get to the other side, to get across, to put the fear out of you, to be able to maintain the walk, the balance, to get across. Now, I bring up that story because I want to go over to Colossians 3, verse 2, and it says, yes, feast on all the treasures of the heavenly realm and fill your thoughts with heavenly realities and not with the distractions of the natural realm. So just like Charles Blondin did, balance himself and get across to the other side without any distractions. And what this is saying is we need to do the same thing in our spiritual walk, our recovery walk. Wherever we are today, we need to get to the point where we're focusing solely on heaven realities, heaven realms. And we're not stalling with the distractions of the natural realm. So what is feast on treasures of the heavenly realm? And what is the distractions of the natural realm? So if you're to feast, meaning just indulge yourself in a wonderful feast of the heavenly realms, it's love, kindness, patience, loving on others, thinking of others before yourself, sharing the love of Christ. I think we need to focus more on the kingdom, is what they're saying. Focus more on the heaven realities than the earthly realities. Now, we're going to get distracted every day. I mean, we have a hustle and bustle, and God knows that. We have a life, we have children, we have jobs, we have things that we have to do. But are you filling yourself with so many distractions that are beyond the normal routines of life? Do you sit on social media for 3-4+ hours a day? Do you watch TV? Do you go out with your friends? Do you play golf? What are you doing that is distracting you from moving and thinking about the heaven realm? What is keeping you from, some people like to call them idols, some people like to call it just simple distractions, but what is keeping you from moving forward in your walk? Now, when I say heavenly realities in the heavenly realm, I'm not talking about going to heaven. I'm not talking about getting to heaven. We are on a mission to love, to be light, to care for others, to tell them the hope that they can find in Jesus Christ, to tell them about the abundant life and the living water that He is that will transform them from where they are now. And if you're stuck in recovery and you're stuck in trauma, you've got many distractions. You've got many triggers that are going to just distract you from focusing on getting to the other side of recovery. And maybe you kind of have a walk with God and you want to get a little bit deeper and know Him a little bit more, but you're always distracted. You won't go read your Bible. You won't go get into quiet time. You won't take the time to journal. And it's great if we all want to sit back and go, well, I said the prayer, I'm going to heaven someday. Yay. Man, this is a rough life to be just sitting around waiting. But again, that's not biblical. That's not biblical at all. While heaven is very real, and yes, I can't wait to get there. We have a job to do today. We have a job to do now. But we gotta put the distractions aside. We have to focus on the heavenly realm. We have to focus on being like Christ. We have to focus, and it takes work. We have to focus on being love. We have to focus on being light. I don't work out. It's pretty obvious I don't really work out at a gym. I'm not hiding that from anybody. It's not because I'm distracted. It's because I just hate it. I'll just be honest. I just hate it. But in order for somebody to get muscular and in physical shape, they have to work at it. And they don't, you've seen these guys at the gym. They're not distracted. They're focused. They know what they want. They know what they're going for. Most professional athletes are like that. It's the same thing with the kingdom. It's the same thing with the relationship to God. You have to work on it. You have to be serious and really want to work on it. Because once you get to the point to where it's a routine and you're getting up early and you're going to the gym and you're working out your spiritual mind and you're doing all these things, the heavenly realm opens up and God will use you and God will speak to you. And then there's the plan of, okay, God, what are we doing today to be Christ-like? What are we doing today to reach other people? Where are we going today? But you have to get rid of the distractions. You can't be distracted. You can't focus on those distractions that are going to take you down. The devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy. He wants to steal your identity. He wants to steal your light. He wants to steal your love. He wants to get in between your relationships. He wants to cause havoc so there's fighting so you can stay away from God. There's just all kinds of distractions. He may use fighting with a spouse. He may use fighting with your children. He may use television. He may use social media. He may use even you going to a gym. Charles Blondin walked the walk. He walked a tightrope across the Niagara Falls. He didn't get distracted. He focused solely one foot in front of the other, keeping his balance, keeping the journey all the way across to the other side. He didn't sit on the Canada side of the border and go, well, someday I'm going to make it over to the America side. I'm just going to sit here with my ticket and wait. Nope. He trained, he practiced, he worked hard at it, and he got to the other side. In our spiritual journey with Jesus Christ, our Father just wants us to put one step in front of the other, keeping our balance, focusing on the heavenly realm, and not get distracted with the earthly one. Are you distracted? What's keeping you from getting one foot in front of the other, balancing yourself and focusing? Don't be distracted. And if you are, it's okay. God's not up there shaking his finger at you. Oh, you're distracted. You bad little child. He's not at all. He's sitting there smiling, going, someday you're going to get it, and you're going to love this abundant life. You're going to love this living water. You're going to learn to take rest in me. You're going to learn to take refuge in me. He's a good Father. He just wants the best for us. But again, he gives you the free will. He gives you the free will to not discipline yourself. He gives you the free will to follow the distraction. He gives you the free will not to love him. But he's waiting for you. Get up, take that step, and let's get going. Thank you for joining me today on this episode. And remember, every step counts. And if you found value in this episode, would you please like it? Would you please share it with somebody? Or maybe a different episode gets you a little more excited. But if you would, continue to please come back and continue to just get words of encouragement. Join us next time for another story and how we can relate it to your life. As always, I'm Steve. You're blessed. You're holy. I'll see you in the next episode. God bless.